gentlemen, the Senior Vice President and General Counsel and Secretary of New York University, S. Andrew Schaefer.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, member of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, and honored guests, and friends of New York University, the 169th commencement is hereby convened. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of New York University, Dr. L.J. Oliva.
Good morning. Welcome to your commencement. Following the tradition of all these years, I would like to invite the alumni, faculty, and student banner bearers to join us now on stage. Watch your banner come.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of New York University, Martin Lipton.
I'm very pleased to bring greetings and congratulations to our graduates, their parents, loved ones, at this commencement. As I look across the park, it's very interesting to think that we have been here for 170 years. Some 8,000 of you are receiving degrees this week, which will enable you to move out into the arts, the sciences, and the professions and contribute to the general well-being of society. You are being empowered with a degree from New York University to go forward and do good. And we wish you the very best as you enter the world of graduates. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I wish you all the very best. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chairman of the Alumni Affairs Committee of the Board of Trustees, H. Del Hemmedinger.
You are the best. Congratulations. As is our custom, we first pay tribute to past graduates of our university who, through their labors and loyalties, have enriched the life of this institution. We have a motto here at NYU: the foundation of our great university is its alumni. In a matter of moments, you, the students who sit before me, will be NYU alumni. Rachel Johnson, an NYU alum, shared with us a bit of African wisdom. A society grows great when old men and women plant trees under whose shade they know they will never sit. This speaks of the contributions made by those who graduated before us. We are the beneficiaries of their generosity, which has enriched and expanded our university experience. Today we welcome you to our ranks, certain that the seeds you plant will be significant for the generations of NYU students who will come after you. In the enterprise that is a university, our graduates form the bonds that hold us all together, providing continuity with the past and support for the future. You, the class from 1929 to the class of 2001, are both the memory and the hope, and no institution that aspires to greatness could expect to succeed without your energy and vision. So, to those who are already alumni here today, my generation, your generation, preceding generations, I greet and salute you. I would also like to express a special thanks to the Alumni Association, so ably led by their chairman, Stanley Lesser, for their many contributions to our alma mater. And now we continue a tradition of saluting the representative of the earliest decade attending this commencement. It gives me great pleasure to ask Stanley Lesser to escort I, Stanley Kriegel, from the Leonard M. Stern School of Business, class of 1929. On behalf of your fellow graduates and the entire university community, we wish to present you with this token of our esteem. And now we recognize those graduates who are celebrating important class anniversaries, members of classes that graduated more than 50 years ago, members of the Golden Anniversary Class of 1951, and members of the Civil Anniversary Class of 1976. We salute all the members of the Society of the Torch whom we recognize for their steadfast support. Would you all rise so we can salute you all, please? Let me now present to you one more graduate, an alumna who in a few minutes' time will receive an honorary degree for her tremendous talent as one of the nation's foremost writers of fiction and criticism. I am delighted to introduce to you the next speaker, Cynthia Ozick, Washington Square College class of 1949.
Thank you for this extraordinary honor. I am ineradicably indebted to New York University, my alma mater, the nurturing mother of intellect and penetrating early experience. Alma mater, the mother of the future of her glad-hearted and gifted graduates gathered here today. For me, an alumna of half a century ago, what moment in life can be more sublime than this one? When I first walked across Washington Square Park as an NYU freshman on my reluctant way to fulfill a gym requirement in the basement of Judson Church, could I have imagined that 55 years later, I would again cross the park under the auspices of NYU and not have to go to gym? One of the manifold joys of this day is that President Oliva has permitted me to leave my gym suit at home. Glad-hearted and gifted graduates of New York University, you who are about to be metamorphosed into alumni, what you are witnessing is an object lesson in bliss. What happened to you during your years of study at NYU was truly a metamorphosis. Because of NYU, you are not what you were before. You have been dipped into the well of learning and of friendship, which is the well of humanity. You have felt more deeply, seen more widely, and grown more critically inquisitive. You have confronted thinking. You have thought about the nature of thought. You have crossed this park many times on your way to class, with each meditative crossing becoming more and more complex in your intuitions and perceptions. Why is the completion of a course of study called a degree? perhaps because mind and character ascend by degrees. My warmest congratulations to you, fellow alumni, and my indelible gratitude to you, my alma mater.
I would like now to ask Baroness Maruccia Zerilli Marimo to escort the 2001 Albert Gallatin medalist to the lectern. Would Chairman Martin Lipton join us for the presentation? New York University today honors John Bradamus.
Buddy.
A distinguished public servant, John represented the 3rd Congressional District of Indiana in the United States House of Representatives for over 2 decades. A lifelong champion of education and arts, he helped create the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for the Humanities, and was the principal sponsor of the series of laws that established student financial aid and opened wide the doors of college for millions of Americans. John Bradamus brought his lifelong commitment to teaching and learning to New York University, which he served as president from 1981 to 1991. It was during Dr. Bradamus's tenure that NYU began its rise to national prominence. To support the university's ambitions, he initiated and successfully completed the first $1 billion campaign in higher education. He is now President Emeritus of NYU and President of the King Juan Carlos I of Spain Center of New York University Foundation, where he pursues his abiding love affair with Spain and the Spanish-speaking world. For his singular dedication to the common weal, his splendid record of accomplishment, his commitment to the worlds of culture and scholarship, and the gift of his person to the many people who have had the privilege of knowing him and serving with him, New York University is honored to present the Albert Gallatin Medal to John Bradamus.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President for Student Affairs, Margot Post-Marshak.
Our student speaker, Oyeshola Olatoye, is receiving a master's degree in public administration from our Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. Shola is a dynamic leader whose accomplishments reflect her passion for social activism, particularly the improvement of urban public schools. At NYU, Shola served as staff editor of the Wagner Review, a public policy journal. As an officer of the Wagner Student Association, Shola organized public service activities through Wagner Cares, an organization devoted to community service. She created Wagner's Conversations in Public Service, a discussion series linking students and practitioners. As a research assistant for NYU's Institute for Education and Social Policy, Shola studied community organizing for school reform. Shola currently is serving as Issues Director for Mark Green's New York City mayoral campaign. This talented and gracious young woman personifies excellence and public service, and so fittingly, she represents our graduates. I am pleased to introduce Oyeshola Olatoye.
Thank you, Margot. Good morning, President Oliva, distinguished deans, faculty, administrators, honored guests, parents, students, and friends. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you this morning. At this point in my life, like many of you, I've attended dozens of graduations, including 4 of my own. I've heard people admonish bright-eyed graduates to read more books, to travel the globe, and to challenge the status quo. All are important messages. But I want to speak with you today on a more personal level, to try to connect these grand notions to real life and to real people. Summer is the name I will give to a young girl from the Bronx whom I tutored for 2 years in the early 1990s. This energetic and sassy 11-year-old impressed upon me the crucial role that our schools play in the lives of our children. At the start of our relationship, Summer participated in very few after-school activities and was a mediocre student. After hearing of my plans to travel and to study, she playfully chastised me for believing that I could do anything. Over the course of our relationship, Summer became a young woman who began to believe she too could do anything. Her grades improved and she got involved with school activities. Unfortunately, this story doesn't have a happy ending. In fact, I don't know where Summer is today. I lost track as her family life unraveled and she moved from one foster family to the next. But you might meet Summer or someone like her one day. There is a world of Summers, and they need your help, our help. This is the reason we are all here today. NYU, a private university in the public service, promotes and challenges its students to connect with this great city with all of its energy and promise. We may not have a campus lawn or gates that signify you've entered NYU. What we do have is the spirit of a community that takes us far beyond this great park. To many who know me, it wasn't a surprise that I chose to attend the Robert F. Wagner School of Public Service. The late and former mayor of New York City, Robert Wagner, once said, "Public service is the highest good, and when done honorably and well, the most rewarding." I challenge all of you today to let these words shape your life. You will not be disappointed. You will be surprised. Time is of the essence. There is a world of Summers. Thank you and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, those who are to receive honorary degrees will now be presented to President Oliva. The Secretary of the University will call upon distinguished members of the university community to present and escort the honorary degree candidates. Assisting with the investiture will be Provost Harvey J. Stedman.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Vice Provost Farhad Kazemi, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee Lillian Vernon please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Graham John Zellick, Vice-chancellor and President of the University of London. You have earned distinction as scholar, constitutional lawyer, and dynamic force in the global educational community. With degrees from the University of Cambridge, you have achieved some of the highest honors of your profession. Master of the Bench of the Middle Temple, holder of the Draper's Chair of Law, which is the premier chair in the Faculty of Laws at Queen Mary College, where you serve as Dean and Department Head. You were Dean of the University of London Faculty of Laws, where you are now Emeritus Professor of Law. Assuming ever-increasing positions of responsibility, you serve as Principal of Queen Mary and Westfield College, the University of London's fourth largest from 1990 to 1998. And since 1997, you have led the University of London, one of the world's largest and most comprehensive universities, a member of the League of World Universities, and a gracious host institution to our newly established center, NYU in London. Generous of time and energy, you have shared your wise counsel with a broad constituency, from Crown and government to civic and international organizations.
Graham John Zellick, your exceptional leadership of the institution on which New York University itself is modeled, established an enormous standard for the world of international higher education. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you today the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Well done. Thank you very much. Really proud. Read that out there.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Professor Mary Carruthers, Dean for the Humanities, Faculty of Arts and Science, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Letters. Will Trustee Kevin R. Brine please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Step right up there. Let him look at you.
Cynthia Ozick, master of the novel and novella, short story, and essay, you are one of the major writers of our time. Prolific, profound, precise, and witty, you consider the larger questions, the nature, purpose, and possibility of art and issues of morality with courage and compassion. From conjuring up the magical and whimsical to confronting the horror of the Holocaust, you enlarge our understanding of human experience. A native of this city, you have been called as authentic a voice of New York as with Edith Wharton before you. Among your many honors are fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts and the John Simon Guggenheim Foundation, the American Academy of Arts and Letters Strauss Living Award, the Distinguished Service in Jewish Letters Award, and the Lotus Club Medal of Merit. Most recently, you were awarded the National Book Critics Circle Award for your book, Quarrel and Quandary. You are one of the most accomplished and graceful literary stylists of our time. Your work has been translated into 18 languages and appears in scores of periodicals and anthologies, a canon that will continue to enchant and enlighten.
Cynthia Ozick, esteemed alumna, freshman so eager to attend New York University that you arrived a day early, we are delighted to welcome you this day, the right day, to honor you and your splendid achievements. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Well done.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Professor Martin J. Gruber of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Commercial Science. Will Trustee Louis Rudin please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Richard A. Grasso, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the New York Stock Exchange. You lead one of the world's premier financial organizations, an organization that is vital to the economic growth and well-being of America and the world. You have risen through the ranks of the exchange and are the first member of the staff to hold the positions of President and Chief Operating Officer, Executive Vice Chairman, and Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. You have brought state-of-the-art technology to trading operations and increased the number of companies, especially global enterprises, whose shares are listed on the big board. With energy, intelligence, and integrity, you have overseen what is considered the world's most efficient and reliable market. Deeply committed to a range of philanthropic and civic endeavors, you have lent your time and talents to the National Italian American Foundation, the Centurion Foundation, and the YMCA of Greater New York. We are delighted that you are a member of the Board of Overseers of the NYU Leonard N. Stern School of Business.
Richard A. Grasso, this university proudly honors your superb record of leadership in the national and global financial worlds. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you this day the degree of Doctor of Commercial Science, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Professor LaRue Allen of the Steinhardt School of Education, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee Preston Robert Tisch please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Step right out there in the front. Here we go.
Ruth J. Simmons, scholar, educator, academic leader. You have traveled far from the rural poverty of Grapeland, Texas. A summa cum laude graduate of Dillard University, you earned your PhD in Romance languages from Harvard University, served on the faculties of several major universities, filled high administrative posts at Spelman College and Princeton University, and assumed the presidency of Smith College in 1995. There, you enriched student life by expecting and demanding excellence, establishing the first engineering program at a women's college, doubled the endowment, and created a program of paid internships for students. A committed and outspoken advocate for quality, access, and diversity, you have been a trailblazer in higher education, active in a wide range of educational, charitable, and civic endeavors. Your work has been grounded in your own deeply held values and in the vision of a diverse academy within a just society. Widely esteemed for your many achievements, you will become, in July 2001, the first woman to be president of Brown University and the first African-American leader of an Ivy League institution.
Oh my! I think they got the message. Ruth J. Simmons. Daughter of sharecroppers, your path to prominence has enriched the practice and extended the promise of higher education in the United States of America. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you this day the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Professor Julie Corman of the Tisch School of the Arts, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Trustee Eric J. Gleacher please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Don't be nervous. Oh, yeah.
Ang Lee, director, screenwriter, filmmaker. You have achieved international acclaim for your films of extraordinary grace and perception. You have been called our reigning master of the comedy of manners. In your prize-winning films, Pushing Hands, The Wedding Banquet, and Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, you have revealed the generations to one another with intelligence, sensitivity, and wit. Your direction of Sense and Sensibility and The Ice Storm showed an uncanny ability to capture the essence of vastly different worlds and times. Your most recent film, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, a masterful combination of power and gentleness, much like its maker, won 4 Academy Awards. Best Foreign Language Film, Original Score, Cinematography, and Art Direction, and 2 Golden Globes for Best Director and Best Foreign Language Film. You invited the world to take the leap with you into a fantasy world, a martial arts film with elements of romance, feminism, and the aesthetics of an artist. And the world has thoroughly enjoyed it. Gong Shi, Gong Shi.
Whoa. Ang Lee, you have brought enormous distinction to New York University, which now proudly honors you, our alum, for your versatility in creating a global human consciousness that transcends generations, transcends cultures, transcends national boundaries. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me this day, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Therefore, they say, with all the powers vested in me, I am pleased to introduce the person who will respond on behalf of the honorary degree recipients, Ang Lee.
Thank you so much. Hi, Tish. Hi, everybody else. Okay, let me start it. The business that I work in is very fond of giving out awards and honors, and I have had the pleasure this past year with my most recent film to have received a lot of them. But I must say it is a rare opportunity to receive an award that actually means something. And I and all my fellow honorees are grateful to you, the student of NYU, for letting us get in line with you today to share the honor that you have earned, but that we are simply accepting. An honorary degree is honorable only because a real degree means something. This degree is doubly important for me as I went to NYU for much of my education. I learned to stay forever hungry to learn more, to not be afraid to try and to fail. And I learned to appreciate how collaboration and sharing are as much a part of learning as individual talent or genius. I learned how much there was I didn't know, and I learned to enjoy the pleasure of asking and trying and testing. In where I came from, we have a name for the school that you graduate from. We call it mother schools. So let me grab this rare opportunity to say thank you, Mother School, for nurturing me. Thank you so much again.
He appreciates it. We thank you. And so, for commencement remarks, I am also delighted to introduce the president of Smith College and the president designate of Brown University, Ruth J. Simmons, who's going to speak to you this very minute.
Good morning, class of 2001. Now, I have to say that I go to a lot of commencements, and when I go to a commencement, I expect to see action. That means that you have to act as if this is the greatest day ever in your lives. So I hope you're going to remember that. So this is a glorious day. And on this day, I want to speak to you briefly this morning about the value of what you have done here. Education in a true sense is like a lantern that can be lit or unlit. When lit, it guides us through the darkness. It gives us the capacity to use our sight to the good of society and to the uplift of our own souls. It gives us the opportunity to face repeated challenges with our psyches and honor intact. It allows us to endure the uncertainties of life, not withering at every disappointment, but becoming stronger and wiser at every travail. Throughout our lives, the promise of the light emanating from this wonderful lantern sustains us. We keep darkness at bay by opening our minds to the very principles of the light that God bestowed upon the world: love, kindness, the search for truth, the commitment to justice, and nurturance enough of that which is noble. The clutter of our lives can crowd out and shut out this simple and enduring quest. In the learning endeavor itself, there's much that can squeeze out the air that allows the light to burn brightest. We see evidence of this wherever we turn. Those persuaded of the ascendancy of their intellect and of their viewpoints and methodologies. Those who see learning as a privilege of the few and as a means to dominate others. The clutter of such motives can cause the simple beauty and efficacy of knowledge to disappear, for what is simple and elegant and clear is often hardest to see. We are, by the circumstances of our creation, all of us in this place, all of us everywhere, bound together forever, whether it is in love or hatred, peace or war, light or darkness, whether educated or illiterate, wealthy or penurious, silly or sanctimonious, we are bound together in this life. I hope most ardently that the lantern that you have received at NYU has given you the will, that when lit, this lantern will burn brightly, giving you the light you need. I hope you will use that light not just for yourself, but for the benefit of those souls bound to you by their need and by your privilege. I hope that light will help you give and receive love. I hope it will have taught you to respect others, not for what they possess, but for who they are. I hope that light will help you believe in the value and power of truth. Let the NYU light shine. Heed its revelations. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. We're about to let it shine. And in a few minutes, I'll have the honor of bestowing those degrees on behalf of a university which has the straightest claim on the name of the town. I mean, it's New York, and it's New York University. And some of you may know that every once in a while I get on a stage because I think performance, singing, dancing, making the party, is something that binds us together. We are a university, no big football fields, right? No big spreading lawns, no big acres out there. What we got is our heart and our sense of community, and we express that most of the time by parties. We are one of the great party schools of the world, and and so what? Let it be. Therefore, for the performance capital of the United States and of the whole wide world, the most appropriate salute to our town is a musical one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Steinhardt School's Music Theater Ensemble. Andiamo.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and stab around the heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that
Terrific. God bless it. So, okay, you guys. In thinking about commencement, I looked through the NYU history books for a little inspiration, and frankly, the basic assumptions that come out of that record don't impress me at all. Those assumptions about our history are really strange. Number one, the world is a difficult and challenging place. Two, you as graduates are leaving a sheltered and protected college experience to go out into a difficult world. Three, that commencement signals the beginning of real life. Well, the first assumption holds true. The world is challenging. But the other two assumptions, that you are leaving some nicely protected environment finally to enter the real world, doesn't fit anybody here, I know. There are friends here, and students in my classes to whom I have to say goodbye now. So part of this day touches me the most, and those old cliches about commencement are useless to describe you. They don't make it. Let me try another assumption. You are unique. Unique among the students earning degrees at universities across this country. And the old cliches of old speeches are simply not for you. So let me test my assumptions by asking who you are. One, you come from everywhere. From Peoria, Cedar Rapids to St. Petersburg, from New Orleans to Beijing, from San Juan to New Delhi, from the Bronx to Los Angeles. With all that, you commit yourselves by the thousands to community service, and you care about your neighbors. With all of that, you are accustomed to work 15, 20, 25, 30 hours a week to earn your dreams. With all of that, you have made friends, loved your families, faced your challenges, faced that with patience and courage, without complaint, and had so much more fun than people your age at other universities who have so little else to do but try to have fun. So much for the absolutely ridiculous assumption that you've been protected and that real life is now about to begin. The fact is, most of you have worked your way to your education and never asked for protection from anything. You've been living real life every day of your lives. This city may be a lot of things, but a quiet, protected, pastoral setting, not. You've learned about this city. You've learned to use it, share it, work in it, enjoy it, help it, love it, make it better. So presidents of universities at commencements around this country are hoping that their graduates do well. I'm the luckiest and the happiest and the proudest of all those presidents, because I don't have to hope. I don't have to hope you will learn to respect one another in all your splendid diversity and give a lesson to this country and the world that it badly needs, because you already have. And I don't have to hope you will remember to love your friends and cherish your families, because you already do. And I don't have to hope that you will be remarkable men and women, because you already are. Congratulations.
I would now ask the deans of New York University to present the candidates for all degrees and certificates.
Matthew S. Santaracco, Dean of the College of Arts and Science.
Mr. President, on behalf of the College of Arts and Science, the founding school of New York University, It is my honor to present to you the 1,710 members of the wonderful, magnificent, spectacular class of 2001. They have successfully completed the rigorous requirements for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees, and their wide-ranging liberal arts education has uniquely equipped them to assume positions of leadership in the 21st century. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the individual who will receive her baccalaureate diploma on behalf of all her fellow graduates in the college, Catherine Kenyon.
John E. Sexton, Dean of the School of Law.
Mr. President, it's my great honor to present to you the wonderful graduates of the School of Law. They are an extraordinary group of men and women who come to us from every state and from nearly 50 foreign countries. 485 of them will receive the Juris Doctor degree, and an additional 430 will receive the LLM degree, an advanced degree in law. First, it's my great honor to present to you Michael Kasdan, who will receive his degree on behalf of all those who will receive the Juris Doctor degree.
Wave that out there. Yeah, let them see it. It's a long shot. Congratulations. Well done.
And now it is my honor to present to you Meenakshi Sripathi, who will receive her degree on behalf of all those who will receive advanced degrees in law.
Robert M. Glickman, Dean of the School of Medicine. Before presenting the candidates to Dr. Oliva, Dean Glickman will administer the oath of Hippocrates.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, will you please rise?
They're up. They're up there.
In our profession, it is a tradition established more than 2,000 years ago that one admitted to its privileges shall expressly take upon himself and herself its obligation. Now therefore I call upon you to hear and swear, as we have sworn before you, the oath which bears the name of Hippocrates. The language in which our predecessors first pronounced it is no longer spoken, but we have no nobler words than the most ancient in which to pass on the traditions of our calling. I shall now administer to you the Hippocratic oath. You do solemnly swear by that which you hold most sacred, that you will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that you will lead your life and practice your art in uprightness and honor, that into whatever house you shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick, to the utmost of your power, you holding yourself aloof from wrong, from corruption, from the tempting of others to vice. That you will exercise your art solely for the cure of your patients, and will give no drug, perform no operation for criminal purpose, even if solicited, far less suggested. That whatsoever you shall see or hear of the lives of men and women which is not fitting to be spoken, you will keep inviolably secret. These things you do promise. Let each one bow his and her head in sign of acquiescence. And now, if you will be true to this, your oath, may happiness and good repute ever be yours. The opposite, if you shall prove yourself forsworn. Congratulations. Mr. President, in honor of the prestigious academic community of our university, their fellow graduates, their parents, spouses, relatives, and friends, the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine have accepted the awesome responsibility for the health care of our fellow humans. Mr. President, the 163 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine who have completed with distinction the rigorous and demanding education and training programs of our School of Medicine stand before you. They are highly qualified to accept the responsibility of our profession. As Dean of the School of Medicine, I'm happy to present these outstanding men and women, the future leaders of our profession, for conferment of their degrees of Doctor of Medicine. I present Nicole M. Heineman, who will receive the diploma symbolically on behalf of all of the graduates.
Michael C. Alfano, Dean of the College of Dentistry.
Mr. President, I am honored to present the graduates of the largest, most diverse, most global, and most socially responsible dental school in the country. These accomplished men and women are not only excellent clinicians, they are people of high integrity, and we are very proud of them today. First, I would like to present the candidates for the degree of Associate in Applied Science in the field of dental hygiene. It is my pleasure to introduce Chun Chan, who is honored to accept his diploma on behalf of the dental hygiene class. Next, may I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Dental Health Education. I am pleased to introduce Yehudith Lutsky, who is proud to receive her diploma on behalf of the Dental Health Education class. Finally, I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Dental Surgery. These candidates have been certified in all of the basic biomedical and clinical disciplines and are deemed competent by the faculty of the College of Dentistry to receive this degree. I'm delighted to introduce Catherine Chapitsky, who will receive her diploma on behalf of all of them.
Catherine R. Stimson, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Science.
Oh, Mr. President, our graduates have been led in by our banner bearer, Danette Francis, and now with pride, I present our 2001 class, new members of the community of scholars, the leaders of our intellectual and academic communities to come. Now first, may I present 645 candidates for the master's degree and their representative, Ms. Ulpiana Tamayo, a Master of Arts in Latin American and Caribbean Studies. Come on, my graduates, cheer them on. We have to compete with a college over there. Next, I present 378 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and their representative, Now Dr. Alexei Sivertsev, whose doctorate is in Hebrew and Judaic studies. On behalf of the graduate school, congratulations to you. Congratulations to all of you.
Anne Marcus, Dean of the Steinhardt School of Education.
President Oliva, President Oliva, our School of Education, founded in 1890, was the first school of education in America, probably the first school of education in the world. Recently named the Steinhardt School, we are very, very proud to present graduates who will be the first in their professions: education, nursing, music, communications, art, and health. They are simply perfect, and we are very proud of them. Mr. President, I am pleased to present Leslie T. Young, who will accept her baccalaureate degree on behalf of more than 700 graduating seniors.
Yeah. Give it to her. That's a crowd out there.
Mr. President, I am proud to present Amy Suzanne Bergonia, who will accept her degree on behalf of more than 1,600 candidates for the master's degree. Mr. President, I am now delighted to present Jun Sung Yoon, who will accept his degree on behalf of more than 120 doctoral candidates today. Thank you.
Frederick D.S. Choi, Dean of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business, Undergraduate College.
Mr. President. Mr. President, I am very pleased to present to you the 801 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree from the Stern School of Business Undergraduate College. And they have come to this great institution from all parts of this country, from all corners of the globe, and they've excelled. And yes, Mr. President, they will be the future leaders and the future entrepreneurs of this new millennium. They will create many of the new consumer products and financial services that will make all of our lives more comfortable, more enjoyable, more financially secure, and they will be among the most generous philanthropists of our time, right? And now I'm very pleased to present to you Miss Clara Jean Schuster, who received her degree on behalf of all of her fellow classmates at the Stern School. Clara.
George Daley, Dean of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business.
Mr. President, I am pleased to present Yishin Chang, a candidate for the degree of Masters of Business Administration, who will accept the master's degree on behalf of the class. The class comes to us from across the country and the world. It comprises some 1,241 students, 1,203 candidates for the degree Masters of Business Administration, 9 candidates for the degree Master of Science in Statistics and Operations Research, and 19 candidates for the degree Master of Science in Information Systems,
and 10 candidates for the degree Masters of Philosophy. Mr. President.
Get control of that group.
Mr. President, I am pleased to present Viral V. Achara, who will accept the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on behalf of his 17 classmates who have earned their doctorates during the academic year just ending.
David F. Finney, Dean of the School of Continuing and Professional Studies.
Mr. President, today I present you with the 1,409 absolutely extraordinary graduates of the School and Continuing and Professional Studies class of 2001. These women and men have performed admirably. Many have completed their academic program while juggling full-time jobs and family responsibilities. Many came to New York University to pursue the SCPS network of industry leaders, scholars, and professionals who combine the classroom and the workplace. Each member of this class has made the decision to carry their professional training to a higher level. They represent the future of New York's professions, its industry, and its scholarship. We are proud of every one of them. Mr. President, I am honored to present to you Mary Wilson, who will receive her diploma on behalf of all of our associate degree candidates.
Way to rouse them up.
Mr. President, I am honored to present to you Shanai Chen, who will receive her diploma on behalf of all of our bachelor's degree candidates. Mr. President, I am honored to present to you Ashlahan Danishman, who will receive her diploma on behalf of all of our master's degree candidates.
Joe Ivy Buford, Dean of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service.
Mr. President, it's my great pleasure to present the Wagner School's class of 2001. Over 330 candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Public Administration, Master of Public Administration, Master of Urban Planning, and Master of Science in Management. The Robert F. Wagner School of Public Service enables students to transform their personal commitment into public leadership. Our school is at the heart of New York University's role as a private university in the public service. We prepare tomorrow's leaders to make government more effective, help nonprofit agencies thrive, and build bridges between the public and the private sectors here in the U.S. and across the globe. It's my great pleasure to introduce Ricardo Fernandez, who is representing the candidates for the master's degree. Mr. President, I'm also pleased to introduce Melissa Ann Robbins, who is representing the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy.
Thomas M. Minahan, Dean of the Shirley M. Ehrenkrantz School of Social Work.
Mr. President, I have the privilege on behalf of the
staff, the administration, and most of all, the wonderful faculty to present the nearly 500 graduates who are loud in their pursuit of social justice and in terms of their commitment to the poor and to the oppressed. Mr. President, I have the privilege to present Shamil Nesfield. Shamil will represent the 41 graduates from our small undergraduate program. Mr. President, I have now the privilege to present Jennifer Cantor Wood, who will represent our Loud Master's students. Mr. President, I finally have the honor to present Judy Fenster, who will represent our 24 candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Mary Schmidt Campbell, Dean of the Tisch School of the Arts.
Dr. Oliva, I present to you the 900 visionaries from the Tisch School of the Arts class of 2001. Dr. Oliva, these are the men and women who will go out into the world, hold a mirror up to our lives, and give us a glimpse of the human heart and the human spirit. Dr. Oliva, it's my privilege to present to you John David Beatty II from the Department of Design for Film and Stage, who will accept the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree on behalf of the undergraduates. Dr. Oliva, it's my privilege to present to you Lauren R. Cooper from the Department of Performance Studies, who will receive the Master of Fine Arts degree on behalf of the graduate students.
E. Francis White, Dean of the Gallatin School of Individualized Study.
Mr. President, I am honored to present the graduates of the Gallatin School of Individualized Study. Our students have worked closely with their advisors to form an individualized concentration from the best of NYU, and they have all passed a rigorous final exam known as the colloquium or the thesis defense to be here. We may be the youngest and the smallest school at NYU, but we take part in the best of this great university. Representing the 272 Bachelor of Arts graduates is Aaliyah Jean Damias.
Alicia, come on over here. Go get him over there.
Representing the 58 graduates with a master's degree is Swati Khurana.
Arthur H. Rubenstein, Dean of the Mount Sinai School of Medicine. Before presenting the candidates to Dr. Oliva, Dean Rubenstein will administer the oath of Maimonides.
Mr. President, Mount Sinai School of Medicine is honored to be participating in these commencement ceremonies. Our students have been educated in a tradition where science and patient care serve society, and where new knowledge has no greater purpose than to improve the human condition. The graduating medical students of the Mount Sinai School of Medicine have chosen to take the Oath of Maimonides as a pledge to uphold the highest ethical traditions of our profession. Maimonides was a 12th century theologian, astronomer, mathematician, and philosopher who was also an outstanding clinician of his day. The Code of Maimonides stands with the Hippocratic Oath, which my colleague Dr. Glickman read, as a timeless ethical guide for the medical profession. I will now read the oath on behalf of the graduates. I have been granted the privilege to watch over the life and health of my brothers and sisters. May the love for my art actuate me at all times. May neither avarice nor miserliness nor the thirst for glory or a great reputation engage my mind. For the enemies of truth and philanthropy could easily deceive me and make me forgetful of my lofty aim in doing good for my brothers and sisters. May I never see in the patient anything but a fellow creature in pain. May I see in the sufferer who seeks my advice a person neither rich nor poor, friend nor foe, good person or bad. But a person in distress, may I see only the person. When those wiser teach me, let me be humble to learn, for the mind of mankind is puny and the art of healing is vast. May I have the strength, time, and opportunity always to verify and correct what I have learned and to increase my understanding. May I always be able to discover today the errors of yesterday and to obtain a new light tomorrow on what I think I am sure of today. I have been sanctioned to care for the life and health of humankind. I vow to fulfill my duties. I am now ready for my vocation. Mount Sinai School of Medicine is graduating students with the degrees of Master of Science, Doctor of Medicine, and Doctor of Philosophy. I am pleased to introduce Christina Haberman, who will receive her degree on behalf of the 15 candidates for the master's degrees. Christina? 110 candidates of the class of 2001 will receive the degree of Doctor of Medicine. I'm pleased to introduce Norika Malhodo, who will receive her diploma on behalf of her class. Norika. And finally, 22 candidates will receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Biomedical Sciences. I'm pleased to introduce Michelle Adams, who is representing the candidates for the PhD degree. Michelle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Provost Harvey J. Stedman.
We now proceed to the formal conferral of degrees, and in keeping with the traditions of New York University, we highlight this most important moment in our ceremony by the passing of the university torch, symbol of learning, from a senior member of our academic community to the most junior. Now on stage, holding the university torch, is Professor Gabriel Karras of the Steinhardt School of Education, and as President Oliva confers the degrees, the torch will be passed to the youngest member of the graduating class, Alex A. Shahasnov of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business. May I ask all of the candidates for degrees and certificates to please rise for the conferral of their degrees in course by President Oliva.
Members of the class of 2001, through your successful efforts as certified by the recommendation of your deans, you have met the requirements of your respective schools and thus deserve to receive the hallmark of New York University. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me, by the trustees of New York University, I admit you this day to the degrees and certificates for which you have been recommended. Congratulations, everyone.